Hi friends, it's Vanessa. Okay, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about my makeup story. When I was about 14 and a half, oh boy, I'm gonna have to stop the dogs. Hey, you guys get out, go. Sorry, that would have continued the whole time. When I was about 14 and a half, I think that's when I first put eyeliner on. And I didn't have horrible skin, but it wasn't good. I had some pimples, and obviously half of my teeth are still crooked, but my teeth were jacked. I had really thick glasses. I just was super gawky, and I don't know. I wasn't a very confident person, and so I started with that makeup when I was about 14. My best friend was a model, and she was gorgeous. She still is gorgeous 30 some years later. And so she taught me a lot about makeup, and we started playing with makeup. And I always had this relationship that, I don't know, I just was always on the search for something better. I was always settling when I wore this makeup, when I put this makeup on. But it was good enough. It was the best that I could find. So I just got my hair colored today, and you guys never see me with my hair fixed, but it's my day off, and I don't even really need to do my makeup. I love this makeup, so it's so much fun to do. So anyway, I started with just like drugstore makeup, and I probably still have drugstore makeup in my drawers. Before I get into all that, I'm going to clean some of my brushes because I forgot to clean them earlier. And if you haven't seen me use this, it's called Restore. It smells like vanilla cotton candy. It smells like unicorn dreams. I love it. It makes my bathroom smell really good too. Anyway, I always just I have these makeup towels that I use. And you just do a couple squirts. Stella's yelling at me, so I better let her back in, otherwise she'll wake up Todd. Come on. Come on. Todd's sleeping. He works tonight. So anyway, do you see how dirty this is? So I just do like, I don't know, a few squirts on there. And I always hold it on the towel when I do it. And then I go like this, and I get it all off. And these brushes are amazing. They're super sturdy, but I have a 1-year guarantee. So if you lose any bristles, they will replace them. Anyway, so super clean. It dries almost instantly. It's sanitized. It smells like unicorn dreams. I just made that up. I don't know what unicorn dreams smell like. Anyway, so my whole relationship with makeup, like I was always trying to feel better about myself, and makeup was a very good start. Now I kind of shock myself, and I'll actually leave the house without makeup sometimes. If you would have ran into me 5 years ago, there's no way I would have had my makeup on always. So anyway, I'm just cleaning my brushes while I'm telling you this. So I tried everything. I've used professional stuff. I've used, drugstore stuff. I used to work for a makeup company. I sold a brand of makeup for a very short time. But basically, I was always on the hunt for the next best thing. Something better. There's got to be something better. And I didn't find it until earlier this year. So, sorry. If I don't comment on you guys when you come on, I swiped the comments away because it blocks me, and I'm going to use this camera to put my makeup on. But I love you all, and I will make sure that I respond after the video if I miss something. If you have a question, please post it, comment, and I will definitely give you the answer if I have it. I know lots of things, but I don't know everything. All right, so I cleaned my brushes. I'm going to just put some makeup on, and I'm going to hopefully give you a few tips as I go along. But yeah, I've always been on the search for the perfect makeup, or something that would make me feel beautiful. And I stumbled upon this company. My friend Susie introduced it to me. She actually posted a couple things on Facebook, like, join this party. And I was like, whatever. I'm sure the same thing that you guys do when you see some of my stuff. You're like, whatever. But then finally you get curious, and you're like, what is she just babbling on and on about? So it came up a couple of times and it said mascara and it was spelled different, but I thought, oh, it's some lash stuff. And I thought, I don't need any lash growing stuff. I have some that I use. I'm fine. So I ignored it twice, and then the third time's a charm for me, pretty much for everything in my life. I need to probably learn on the first or second time just to listen. But I thought, oh, I'm going to click on it and see what it is. I did some research on the company, and it is a makeup company. They don't even have mascara. It's kind of a joke with the company now, but eventually they will. I'm going to cut myself off here. I'm going to use this color. It looks like it would never be the right color on me, but it has a tiny bit of an orange undertone, and it's amazing to cover up dark circles that are probably like a bluish or purple in color. So I'm just going to put that very lightly wherever I'm red. And I don't need to put makeup on right now, but I decided that because I love wearing it, putting it on so much, maybe I would tell you guys my story and maybe you'd learn something too. So I'm taking that color. It's not really, it doesn't really match my skin, but it's good just to kind of neutralize some of the red in my skin and some of the dark under here. And then when I put my other color on top, I have an even palette to start with. All right, where was I? By the way, this is called the detail hack, and I use that little end for that concentrated area. And now I'm going to use my B squared brush, and I like to use this side of it for my foundation color. So I'm going to do that. Anyway, makeup. Makeup for me was always a mask that I was creating to make myself feel better and to cover things up, and just my security blanket. And I have tried all the makeup, all the kinds, all the powders, all the lotions, all the creams, everything. And I just was always looking for something better. And it's not that I hated what I was using, I just was always searching for something better, especially concealer. Concealer is a tough one. So under eye concealer. And then of course, as we get a little older and our skin changes, and then we have acne and wrinkles. So not fair. But things change and you're dealing with more things. So I was always on the search for the perfect makeup at the perfect time of my skin cycle, skin life, right? So I stumbled upon this makeup. My friend Susie, I finally looked into it the third time and I was like, oh, it's makeup. I'm kind of curious. Man, I get all pink when I'm kind of nervous for some reason, but I'm getting all pink right here. It doesn't look that. I look like a match when I look in the mirror, but no worries. Anyway, so I thought, oh, I'm going to look at this. And I started looking at the company. Before I even tried the makeup, I was falling in love with the owner of this company because she was, at the time that she started doing all this makeup blogging, she was a single mom and she always loved makeup. And since she was like 9 years old, she thought she was going to have a makeup company. And she just wanted to make people feel better about themselves and basically not cover up, not make you look different, just bring out the best in you. So I'm going to keep interrupting myself, but I did a medium color here. And then if you noticed, I actually grabbed a lighter color and I put it kind of in a little triangle pattern right here, just to brighten everything up there. So this makeup is called 3D Makeup Hack. Hack stands for highlight and contour. And so we want to highlight the areas, of course, that we want to highlight and make stand out a little bit more. And then we're going to do the contour right now. And with the contour, we're going to create shadows, and you're going to see immediately it's going to give my face 3 dimensions. So I'll be 3-dimensional, hence the 3D makeup. So I'm going to use a contour pretty dark. And I'm just going to put a little bit right here, right at my cheekbone. And you'll notice almost immediately that it just kind of lifted that all up. If I was wearing my hair back, I would definitely put some here to make my 5 head a 4 head. If you have a tiny, tiny forehead, you may not even want to put any makeup right here. And then I like to go along my jawline. I'm going to go back and spot cover those little blemishes. But some people say it's good to imagine like a number 3. So if that helps you, a number 3. But if you have a thin face already, you may want to just put your contour color just right there and not bring it over more. On most people, or people that have fuller faces, I actually do like a tiny little swoop right there. I'm going to turn comments on because I want somebody to tell me if you guys look like I feel like I'm on like a delay. So, Candy, tell me if I'm on a delay. Hi, beautiful Terry. I see you this week, I think, don't I? Let me know if this video looks like it's cutting out or if I'm on delay, because as I'm doing it, I feel like I'm on delay. Somebody tell me. Somebody talk to me. Thanks for joining anyway, by the way. Okay, so chisel jaw. You can take a little of this, put it right here under your lip. Creates a little shadow, makes your lip look fuller. And if you're going to contour your nose, make sure you're looking straight into the mirror, okay? Don't turn yourself sideways. You guys, am I on a delay? Is my video quality okay? Somebody tell me. Okay. So it's kind of on the top side. It's not totally on the side. But like this side for me, I feel like is a little bit more bulbous, so I always put a little bit more right there. And then I go like this because it shortens my nose a little bit. If you already have a cute little button nose, then don't put it there because we don't want you to look like... You can create a pig nose, I think, if you do that. I actually made a broken nose by contouring. Made it look like it was broken. All right. Okay, I have to swipe you guys away. So, all right, so I got my contour. See how all of a sudden it just looks like I'm more three-dimensional? I wonder, is that better or worse? Let me look at that again. It's like a brightening. Yeah, it's probably okay like that. Now, this is called the Perfector Sponge. Other brands have beauty blenders, but they're sponges. The thing is, what I found out is a lot of people didn't know this, and I didn't know this at first either, but you need to get this very, very, very damp. And then squeeze it out so it's not dripping, but it should be very damp. And this is what's going to blend everything. So you don't have to worry about blending with the brush too much. If you don't have a beauty blender, that's okay. Blend with your brush. But what's great about this too is if you get a little too much makeup on, it takes off some of the excess. So it pushes it into your skin, which also means that when you're moving your face, the makeup is moving with it. It doesn't settle. It's a cream foundation. Some people think it looks like a powder. It's a cream, but it's not a pancake. It's not like drag queen makeup. So anyway, after I was introduced to this, which was February, the beginning of February, I bought some. I tried it for a few days and I showed it to some of my clients and they were like, I had my little compact. You start with like you can start with like 4 or 8 colors. I started with just a little 4 compact like this, and it had 4 tints. It had a highlight, a contour, a lip and cheek color, and an illuminator. And then within a week, I ordered 4 more colors because I wanted another highlight color. Most people wear 2 highlight colors. Like I did the one here, and then I did a lighter one here, and then a contour color, a cheek color. Those I feel like are the necessities. But of course, I bought another set and another 4-pack, and I was trying that out, but I tried out my first set on a few of my clients, and it was funny because I'm more fair than they are, and they weren't even the right colors on them, but they were like, ooh, this is nice. This feels nice. You know, you can get super light coverage, or you can get really glam coverage if you want to. And one of my clients called me a couple days later and she said, Vanessa, I want to order that makeup from you. And I was like, well, that's cool, but I don't sell it. And I said, I can tell you. And she goes, no, I think that you need to sell it. And I said, really? I said, I've only had it for like a week. I'm trying it out. You know me, I got to over-examine everything. And I'm going to put some lip and cheek color on. This is a new one. It's called Plum. It's so pretty. Little bit goes a long way, you guys. This stuff, using a different brush just for the fun of it. This stuff is so concentrated. Look at, I only dabbed in there 3 times. But here's also the cool thing about this makeup. If you get too much on, your little perfector sponge blends everything out. Back in the day, if I put too much powder blush on, forget it. Like, you couldn't just blend it. You were stuck with it. So, anyway, in love, in love, in love. Where am I going with this? I feel like you guys need to ask me some questions. Keep me on track, okay? I need to start writing notes for my videos. I'm so all over the place. But I hope when you're watching this that you just learn one little thing that maybe you didn't know, or that would help you do your makeup a little bit easier and a little bit better. Okay, so you can put this on your lips too. Anyway, cream makeup. I used to work for another makeup company, and their cream makeup was, honest to God, like pancake. It was like drag queen makeup. It was heavy duty. This is not like that. This is, it feels lighter than a liquid foundation. It doesn't settle into your lines. The most I have to do at the end of the day. Now, here's something honest. If you have smile lines, if you have wrinkles and makeup settles in those, it's probably going to happen with any makeup that you buy. Like, this is amazing, but it's not miracle working, okay? So, but at the end of the day, what's cool about it though is it's not dry and cakey. Always use your ring finger if you're going to mess with stuff around your eyes, because it's the lightest touch, okay? But at the end of the day, literally, if I've got a little bit of makeup that's settled in those wrinkles, I just press it with my finger, and the warmth of my finger kind of melts it in there, and it's perfect. Like, you don't have to, I don't know, it just doesn't get cakey, it doesn't settle. Here's the other thing about it. Like, I can load more on, and it just doesn't get cakey. It just gives you more coverage. I'm going to just put a whole bunch more on so you can see what I mean. And when I get up really close, I'll show you. So it's a great makeup if you're doing quick daytime running around, just, running around, running errands. And then maybe at night you need to get ready to go to some event. I used to wash my entire face again before we were going out to dinner, and I would redo all of my makeup. Now I literally can just add to what I have, even after I've set with powder, by the way. So look, I just added more. It gave me more coverage, but I don't look like I've got crap loads of makeup on. And great thing, hey, you guys, can you be quiet? I'm trying to do something here. People are listening to me. Sorry. So, but you can just kind of press it in there. Oh boy. That's my Stella. The only time she barks is when she wants to play. And Charlie's got the bone. I wonder if I take it away from both of them, what will happen? Okay, so I'm gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna add more contour because I'm gonna show you a little more glammy look. So this one is called Indigo. And I'm just gonna go in there, and I'm really gonna give myself some cheekbones. This one's got a little bit of a reddish to it, which is nice when you have some warm brown reddish in your hair, which you can see I added a little bit more in there. So look at that. And then if I have a little gel right here, so So I'm just going to kind of cover that up like that. Now you can blend it with your brush, or for ease, you can just take your little sponge, kind of push up like a push-up bra. And I'll just kind of blend it all in. There. And we got this new cheek color. I tried it a tiny bit earlier, but it's a really, it's like Marilyn Monroe. It's called Scarlet. I'm going to use some so you guys can see. So I'm literally, I think I'll just go one dab. No, I can do more. Sometimes people will see these colors and they'll be like, good God, I could never wear that color. But this is the amazing thing about cream. It blends so nicely. And if you get too much, you can just dab it. It's so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I love it. Okay, we got a new illuminator. Might as well show you that. It's this one right here. I describe it as kind of a candlelit glow. It's probably the most subtle one that we have. The one next to it is a new illuminator too. It's amazing on really dark skin or as a bronzer. It's really beautiful. But this one, yeah, it kind of just looks like candlelight. And then you do it right at the top of your cheekbone. Try not to get too close to where you might have some little smile wrinkles. But you can do it right there. You can put it right here. You can use it as lip gloss. See, add a little shine. You can put it on the inside corner of your eye. Now, I just had a swipe of like some light brown eyeshadow that I put on this morning. So I'm going to doll up my eyes, I think, for you too. Let me see if anybody has any questions. Hi, Alicia. Thanks for joining. I'm swiping away comments back and forth because they take up my screen and I'm actually putting my makeup on the screen. So I'm going to put some eyeshadow on. I just had a little swipe of some light brown earlier. So I'm going to use a light color all over. I always start with a light color all over just as a base. Everything goes on a little bit smoother that way too. If you're really oily, I would suggest using some sort of eye primer, or we have Stay Spray. A lot of times people will spray this on their perfector sponge, dab it on their eyes, let it dry first. I'm not really oily. I used to be really dry actually before I started using this makeup and their skincare, but now my skin is really hydrated. It's the best my skin has ever felt. So I'm going to take, I'm going to do a little bit more glamorous than I normally do. I'm going to use this color right, am I going to use that? Yeah, I think it's called Cocoa. So they are reformulating our eyeshadows. The eyeshadows are powder, by the way. They're reformulating them. They're not going to be a cream. They're just going to be a less crackable powder. And what's amazing about that is they're also going to be more highly pigmented. Now the eyeshadows now are fantastic, but once in a while, especially on the shimmery ones, if you get a little crack, they continue to crack. Now the way to fix that is you can spray rubbing alcohol in there and pat it back in, and the alcohol will dry and it'll bond the eyeshadow back together. So once in a while, like this one, I dropped and some of it broke out, but I sprayed it with the alcohol, so I saved the rest of it from cracking out. So I don't know if you guys saw where I put that. I just kind of did it. I probably should use the smaller side, but I just kind of did almost like a triangle. But because my eyelids are a little heavy, I tend to put it just above my crease, because if I don't, when I close my eye, if I just put it right in my crease, which would be right there, when I open my eye, that would disappear. So if you have a little bit heavier eyelid or your crease disappears when you open, put that on with your eye open. It's really helpful. Here's another trick. When you're doing eyeshadow, line up the corner of your nose, the corner of your eye, and the corner of your eyebrow. And really work hard not to get your eyeshadow any lower than that line. So don't bring it down here, because all it's going to do, for one, it's going to hollow you out right here, and it's going to drag. It's going to make it look like your eyes are a little bit droopy. Now, if you're like 20 years old, you could probably get away with doing it. But here's me. Like, you do everything to lift, right? Everything should be lifted. So let's go with that line. Go with that line. Never go with contour below your cheekbone, because you're just going to drag your face down more. That's a really pretty color. I'm going with my hair color today, I think, with that reddish that I put in there. Okay, so what else? I think I'll just add a little bit of, this one's called Bright Eyes. It's a gold. Oh, here's what I was telling you. They're reformulating all of the eyeshadows, you guys. And right now, all of these existing eyeshadows, all the ones that they have left, they're normally $14. They're all on sale for $8 each until they're out of them. And then they're replacing them with the new eyeshadows. And this is one of the reasons I love this company. So regularly the eyeshadows are $14. We were all happy to pay it because they're amazing. The new eyeshadows they're bringing out, all of these colors they're bringing back, plus like double the amount. They're bringing back new mattes and shimmers and some really, really glittery ones and some really bright, intense colors. And they're lowering the price to $12. Who does that? It's so crazy. I'm like, wow, that's really nice of them. Okay, so there I got a little bit more glammed up eyeshadow. I'm going to take this little shimmery, obviously I use that one a lot. It's called Sabrina, and I like to just put that right here. It just creates a little, see that? Can you tell the difference? It made it not look so dark and sunken in. It just kind of added a little bright pop right there. You can do that with the illuminator too, which I did, but now this is kind of cool because this eyeshadow is sticking to that illuminator. But see how that brightened everything up? All right, what else can I teach you? What do you guys need to know? I'm sure you know everything. But, oh, eyebrows. Don't forget your eyebrows. Wow, that was kind of, the lighting got better all of a sudden. This is called the multitasker brush. I love this brush. I can use this for eyeliner, which I am going to show you a new eyeliner too. I use it to spot cover other like little pimples when I want to get really crazy. Like I said, I was going to do that one, but I'm not really that concerned. I'm more about, let's show you some stuff. Okay, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows first. Now, you can do setting spray. Maybe I'll do the setting spray first. So I always shake my setting spray. This is SPF 30. I don't need SPF today, but it's handy. They have one that has no SPF. I like to kind of put it above me like this, and I do like 3 or 4. And if you put it above, I feel like it falls a little bit better. If you put it right in front of you, it really is a heavy spray. But look, you want it to look wet. You want it to feel wet. Then I like to take my sponge and I just super, super light-handedly pat it in. And it just sets everything. Okay. You can do that before your makeup as a primer. You can do it in the middle of your makeup, in the middle of your makeup for maybe if you're really oily or if makeup just doesn't seem to stay on you well. I haven't had that problem with this, but it did take a couple weeks for my skin to adjust. And maybe it was me adjusting because I was so used to having that powdered look that you can still use powder with this. They have a setting powder and I'll use a little bit of it. But I like the dewy look. I feel like my skin just looks so much softer and more hydrated. All right, I'm going to take one of these darker eyeshadows and I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. And if your eyebrows are really kind of thin or weak at the ends here, I suggest starting at the ends and then whatever you have left over, kind of put it in this area. If you start here and you already have a good amount of eyebrow here, you tend to over darken those and then you come out with the same thing. It looks too dark here and then you almost have nothing here. So I prefer to start on kind of the middle to the end like right in there. And then blend it in with that. This is my favorite eyebrow. We all should have favorites. Stella's my favorite dog, but don't tell Charlie. You guys probably have favorite kids, don't you? I know you do. I know you do. You're going to say, no, I love them equally. Oh, they're favorite for different reasons. Whatever. Tell the truth. You have a favorite. They might change, though. I think that I used to be the favorite when I was a baby because I was a really good baby. But I think my brother's the favorite now. Sorry. That must have been karma. Okay. What else? Oh, they came out with another new, excuse me. Darn it. Oh, here. So these are the new colors that they came out with. I was just at convention and they came out with these new colors. And this one is called Coal, and it is for the darkest skin as a contour, but it is also an amazing eyeliner. So I'm going to take my multitasker and I'm going to use the little end, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that on there. I'm going to try to do this in the camera, but if you lay the brush down close to your lash line, and look, putting eyeshadow on first, this is also what's super helpful is because I know I already have that line there, so I'm not going to accidentally make my eyeliner come down. And then when I open my eye, I have like a Cleopatra thing or where it just kind of drags my eye down. So this helps me keep that line that way too. But this Coal is so beautiful. It's just a very creamy black. So you can make quite a bold statement. I do suggest setting it with some eyeshadow. I can never close this eye as well, so just bear with me. You know, I have a lot of quirks, and one of them is I can only wink with this eye. If I do this eye, they both close. Okay, so now, if you want to get really dramatic, you can totally take your line all the way in. Just make sure that you stay very close to your lash line, okay? We don't want to see a space between your eyelashes and your eyeliner because that just looks funny. So if you have to, don't tug at your eyes too hard, but if you have to pull your eyebrow up so that you can really lay it on there and get really close, then that's what you do, okay? Now on the bottom, if you're 20, you can do whatever the heck you want. But I would say if you're 25 or older, I don't actually like to use black on the bottom, but I'm just going to use this to show you. I would almost never go further than halfway. And I usually use dark brown. I usually use the same color that I put on my eyebrows. But if you want a little bit more dramatic, you can do that. But don't bring it all the way in. I'm going to show you on the other eye. If you bring it all the way in, what happens is it really closes your eyes in, and that can be very aging. So I'm still just gonna do like kind of a thin line like I did on the other one, but watch the difference. If I bring this all the way in, part of it is it ages us, it dates us, because this is what we used to do in 1980 something. And if you're still doing this, I'm sure you're gorgeous, but I'm telling you, it's quite harsh after we get to a certain age. Do you see? Can you see what I'm talking about? Now, one of you is going to be like, oh, I like that eye way better. But it just really starts to make my eye look heavier. And it shows, it reflects too, the darkness. It makes those wrinkles show up more. And this is actually my heavier eye. So this one should look better. So really, if you can just force yourself to not go past that middle area, and then if you want to connect your corners, do it. But it's a much softer look. It's a much more youthful look. Can you see what I'm talking about? This just is quite harsh. So always fill your eyebrows in. And in my opinion, don't run any eyeliner further than that center point of your eye. It's just not as flattering as it could be. Q-tips are my friend, people. I have this thing whenever I travel. I always have Kleenex and Q-tips. I can't get it all up. Anyway, soften. As we get older, do a little softer stuff with your makeup. Don't wear brown on your lips. That can really... Now, it's okay if you want to take a little bit of contour and use it as lip liner. I'll show you. This makes a great lip liner. So you guys, my makeup story. Never really loved it. I always felt like I was settling, but it was good enough. Then I found this makeup, and I'm putting makeup on full for you guys on my day off. I'm not going anywhere now, but I love putting it on. It feels good. It looks good. It makes me look better, feel better. That's the other thing about this company. It's all about just sharing. I want to share this with you because I want you, I can't believe that my confidence in how I look has went up. I mean, I don't look any different. I just feel better, and I think maybe I'd look a little different because I feel like it's really just a more youthful, dewy, softer look. And I have dimension. It's uplifting. It lifts my cheekbones, lifts my jowls a little bit. It's just makes me feel good about myself. So I want all you guys to feel good about yourself. And I know I'm talking and talking and it takes forever, but it really doesn't. So before I went out to get my hair done, excuse me, I put on a little bit of makeup because I was going to the salon, and then who knows who I'm going to run into. But I literally spent 7 minutes. And I used my contour as my eyeshadow. I used my cheek color as my lip color and my eyeshadow. And I was done in 7 minutes. So it doesn't have to take a long time at all. I'm just dragging it out because, you know, I'm yeah. Plus I showed you eyeshadow. I showed you contour. Oh, let me show you bronzer. So do you have the Bella bronzer and you don't know what to do with it? You're scared. You're like, what the holy manoli? This is the craziest, darkest color I've ever seen in my life. And this is it. This is the B squared brush. I used this side to put my highlight color on, my lighter color. I'm going to use this side for the bronzer. I like to put blush on first, and then I put this. Sometimes I'll put more blush on top of it. But I want to show you how I can tie all of this together because I'm pretty white here, but I gave myself a little bit more color in my face. So dab, dab, it goes a long way. So I usually put a little bit right there, where the sun would hit, a little bit right there, a little bit at the end of my nose. I'm going to dab again. Right there. And then you can bring it all down here. But this brush is amazing too. Just blends everything in. But look it's like it gave me, like I got a little bit of a tan. But it just kind of ties everything together. Oh, I get all blotchy. Yeah, so there. Now I have a little bit more glow. I have a little bit more color. And what's cool is this Bella is good on any skin tone. So I think I look pretty good. I don't know. What else can I put on? Oh, I put the contour on my lips as lip liner. Oh, I know. I'm just gonna put something that you're gonna think's crazy. This one. It's called Black Cherry. It's a lip and cheek color. It's more like a gloss though. Because I forgot I was pretending like I was gonna go out all made up. That's why I did fancier eye makeup too than I normally do. Hang on, Charlie. It must be 5 o'clock, you guys. Or really close. Oh, it is. That's my alarm. It's dinner time for the dogs. It's 4:52. All right, I have spent a lot of your time. I've used a lot of your time, and I appreciate every minute of it. If you guys want to know anything more about this makeup, about me, about the company, about if you want to make a couple $100 extra a month just for sharing something you love. That's what I'm doing. I had no intention, none. My friend said, Vanessa, my client, she said, Vanessa, you got to sell this. I need new makeup. And I was like, I don't sell it. She said, well, I think you should. And I was like, well, give me a couple days. And so I signed up just for her so I could sell it to her. And I've already been making a couple $100 extra a month just by talking about it. And I love it. And if any of you know me, if I love something, I will talk about it. I will share it. If I don't love something, I just don't really share that. And I don't refer people to things unless I really, really, really trust it and feel good about it and love it. So if you have any questions at all, if you're curious about becoming an artist, the artist program is amazing. I don't let many people sign up at once because I want to have the time to train everybody and help you along the way. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I feel all glamorous. Maybe I should fix my hair and go to the grocery store or something. All right, love you. Bye.